going.
Yeah, I hope Paris grows into, like you said, something of its own.
Yeah,
You know?
something as unique as its name.
Yeah. From Paris Brewing Company, I'm Ryan Matthews.
Aaron Riper.
And Ben Wheeler. Aaron and I knew each other in high school, and we spent a lot of time actually downtown. I used to skateboard, and you rode bikes. Even though we went to different schools, we were still able to hang out a lot. And then I met you after I got out of the Army, and we quickly became best friends.
Yeah. Was that you?
Yeah. And we actually moved together to Arlington.
Mm-hmm. We were roommates, two different houses. Yeah. My wife and I had bought this building in mid-2020. This building was built in 1916. 9 months after the fire, they completed the construction, and it has been dozens and dozens of different things. Most recently, it was lawyer offices for probably about 30 plus years.
A restaurant at one point.
There was a restaurant. There was actually a guy named A.L. Womack who sold beer out of this space in I think the 40s or something like that.
You could tell from the demo downstairs when we were tearing out the ceilings. There was drop ceilings, low drop ceilings, where it was
they
like
had covered up.
you could tell they had remodeled this thing so many times.
We tore out literally 100 years worth of trash and dust and animal skeletons and whatever else you can think of.
Yeah.
We've been actively renovating since January, but the year before that was basically just planning, trying to figure out how to rehabilitate the space. We wanted to do it right. A substantial effort has been made to make this a historically appropriate rehabilitation. I know it's really tempting for somebody to get an old building like this and just gut it and put up new stuff. We made a substantial effort to conserve as much of the existing building materials as possible. We want to rehabilitate the historic signage that we found. We plan on keeping that. Because once you paint over, I mean, that stuff's gone forever. You'll never get it back.
The coolest memory I have about beer is making beer or finding out that you can make it yourself, which is kind of the, aha moment for me. There's something about being able to go to a brewery, taste the beer that has just been made fresh, see the process, meet the people who actually make the beer, and it almost makes you a part of the brewery. We spent a lot of times at Rars & Sons in Fort Worth, and it was almost like we could say, that's our brewery.
People will go and travel to drink beer and be part of that community that comes along with a tap room. It's just good timing.
Bring people to town, just for this, and then everybody else around town is going to benefit from that, man.
Yeah, I know if I wasn't part of this and I heard Paris was having a brewery, I'd be super pumped.
Yeah.
Everybody loves craft beer, but what do you spend the most time on? I think you're talking about, American lagers, something crisp, something easy to drink. It's great to have a beer with a lot of flavor, but for weeknights or just hanging out a long time with your friends, you gotta have something, that can last a little while. So
yeah, you're a good American lager, Mexican lager.
The difficult part in brewing and what people say a lot is, as a brewer, you're basically a custodian because you have to create an acceptable environment for the yeast to make a quality product. And you have to make it right every time. So that's the hard part.
So we want the brewery to be a community gathering place. So we intend to have activities for people to come and be a part of. Got this idea in my head where we can shut down Houston, have bands play, use the courthouse steps as bleacher seating, everybody come, have a beer, have a good time, roam around. We'd like to maybe do movie nights in the alley. Basically project a movie on a screen, everybody can come, have their beer, wander around. With Paris's passing of the ordinance where you can carry your beer around, it allows people the freedom to come and go from establishments like ours and then visit other places like various antique shops.
You mentioned, people will travel to go to a brewery, and that's something we have all done, even done together, because it's such a cool environment. It's friendly people.
For adults to go do around here, which Paris is somewhat lacking on activities for adults and children, but still, we're doing our part to get the adults something to do. They got a date night and they can get rid of the kids for a couple hours. Come on down to the brewery, hang out with us.
Yeah. Just being downtown, I mean, that just adds one more option to downtown.
Yeah, I mean, the
There's already-
square's right there.
Yeah.
Come get your beer, go see the lights.
Our wives wanted to make sure that you knew that before their intervention, this was just going to be a manufacturing process.
It was.
And then they said, hey, you guys are being dumb. You need to open up a tap room. So we are opening up a tap room now. Just go with that. The wives are always right.
Well,
Why
we
do you
just
even
wanna
question
make
it?
stuff.
Yeah.
Little crow on that one, so yeah, they were-
We still eat a little crow. Like every dinner, it's like an appetizer, just a little crow. There you go.
There you go. Remember, boys,
It's our idea.
without your wives, you're just a bunch of idiots. Which is true.
That's
true.
People talk a lot like, oh, we'd love downtown Paris to be like downtown Silver Springs. I think that's kind of cheap. I think that's a lazy answer. I think, you know, the right answer is, I hope it's something unique. I hope it's something interesting. It doesn't have to be a carbon copy of something that somebody else has already done.
When we were teenagers, 20 plus years, we would literally come down here and get into almost any building. It was almost, aside from the antique stores, it was just vacant.
ghost
Even
town.
on the weekend, there was nobody down here. So in the last 20 years, it's picked up a lot, but in the last 10, it's really started picking up. In the last 2 or 3,
It's
I mean,
really
it's
kind of
really-
exponentially ramped up.
So I feel that momentum's going to keep coming, and the city's really kind of picked up the pace too. Now that they see that growth coming,
They're putting their efforts into helping and facilitating the stuff that's going on downtown. So they've been great.
Great. So I think it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah, I hope Paris grows into, like you said, something of its own.
Yeah. Something as unique as its name.
Yeah. We just stole it from France.
Yeah. Did France steal it from us? I guess no one will ever know.
They named it. Yeah, Paris, France named themselves after Paris, Texas.
It's a beautiful name, they thought.
Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Qualifier, do you get weapons? Or is this hand-to-hand combat?
Whatever you think.
I mean, could you imagine like a giant duck? Those things have teeth.
Ducks have teeth?
What
They
if you
do.
like duck? If you like to eat duck, it'd probably be a good deal.
But I think, what's the other one? Horse-sized?
100.
Or 100
horse-sized.
duck-sized
Yeah,
horses.
That's a no-brainer.
Ducks.
Yeah, that one. And it'll be good cardio,
You
you
probably
know?
kick them, I guess.
Yeah. They're not effective in such a small size either.
Yeah.
duck-sized horses.
They're after much discussion, 100 duck-sized horses, it's good for cardio, and the effectiveness of a small horse is basically meal, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question though.
Yeah.
I remember what it was my wife said. She wanted me to pitch the apartments. She was like, make sure you
Oh
pitch the
yeah,
apartments.
yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, sure.
Little Gray Manor, that's what we're calling it.
Oh, that's clever.
Little Gray Manor coming.
Their company's name is Little Gray Man, so that's pretty. She's good with that. She's quick.
Cheers.
I'll do it. You get out of the shot.
Yeah, it's gonna be just man.
Come at 2023. Come see us. Be there. Maybe this shouldn't have been a beer meeting here.
Next time on Meet the Downtowners.